Just a few weeks before his death, veteran Nigerian actor Taiwo Hassan, popularly known as Ogogo, reportedly made a major contribution towards a project in his hometown. But there is something about this story that makes it particularly interesting. At the time this contribution was made, nobody knew Ogogo would soon be gone. Today, as Nigerians continue to mourn the legendary actor, contribution is giving many people another reason to remember the kind of man that he was. And in this video, we are looking at what has now been reported about that contribution, what it was reportedly meant for, and why the timing has made this story so significant. Taiwo Hassan was not simply another actor in the Nigerian movie industry. For decades, he was one of the most recognizable faces in the Yoruba entertainment. Known affectionately by many as Ogogo, he built a career that allowed him to connect with millions of Nigerians through movies, television, and stage performances. His career also made him a household name beyond the entertainment industry. But there was another side of Ogogo that became particularly visible whenever he returned to his community. Like many successful people who maintain strong connections with their roots, Ogogo was known to have an interest in matters concerning his hometown and the people around him. And that is important to this story. Because while Nigerians have been discussing his movies, his career, his death, information has emerged online about something he did shortly before he passed away. Something that had little to do with entertainment, something that was connected to his community. The story now circulating online is that Ogogo contributed a substantial amount of money towards a project in his hometown, and the timing is what makes it stand out. According to the account being shared, this was not something he did years ago. It was only a few weeks before his death. Think about that for a moment. At a time when he was still attending events, interacting with people and going about his activities, Ogogo was putting money towards something that was expected to benefit people in his community. There was no public indication that that would be some of his final weeks. There was no way for people around him to know that the actor would soon be the subject of tribute and a major funeral. He was simply doing something that was important to him, and then came the figure attached to this story. According to the account circulating online, the amount was about 25 million naira. Yes, 25 million naira. The claim is that Ogogo donated 25 million naira towards a project in his community just before his death. So what exactly was the money meant for? According to the person that gave the account, Ogogo himself called an imam in Ilaro who was renovating a mosque in Ilaro, which happened to be Ogogo's town, and donated the sum to the project. And he said he would have given more, but because his health did not allow him to do so. And this is where the story goes beyond the amount itself. For a public figure like Ogogo, 25 million naira is a substantial contribution, but perhaps more important than the figure is where the money was directed. It was connected to his hometown, a place which he had a personal connection, and that gives the story a different meaning. Ogogo spent much of his life entertaining people across Nigeria and beyond, but towards the end of his life, according to this account, he was contributing towards something intended for the people in his own community. Whether people knew about it at that time or not, that contribution has now become part of the conversation surrounding his legacy. And perhaps that is one of the interesting things about legacy. Sometimes the things people remember most about us are not necessarily the things we did in front of cameras. They can be things we did quietly for other people. Today, the cameras are no longer following Ogogo to movie sets or public events. They are following his final journey. Thousands of people have continued to remember him, celebrate his career, and mourn his passing. His colleagues remember the actor. His fans remember the entertainer. His family members remember the husband, father, and relative. And his community members remember their own.